On my market then, because I sell guns already.
You sell them? How much?
500 per.
Oh, hey, yo, he's selling guns 500 per.
Yeah, he's on the. Yeah, he's merging
Okay.
the house.
Okay.
I also have weed and coke.
Oh, he said he has weed and coke too.
And dirty laundry.
And he has dirty laundry. Well, like, you want me to clean it for you, or?
Well, I mean, I'll sell it to you for, you know, maybe a little bit under what the total value is worth, and then, you know.
How about you come over later and, like, you can do your laundry at my house?
This laundry does not need to get cleaned at your house.
Clean your laundry.
I'm sure.
I could definitely clean your laundry.
So can a, you know, in a dishwasher will clean plates too.
Wait a couple seconds.
And
I could be your dishwasher, Flop.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
And a dryer will also dry my clothes.
I
And
could be your charger, Flop.
my charger.
I could be your charger, Flop.
No, Barbara, hang it up. She's so desperate. I really said, and my charger charges my phone, and she goes, I could be your charger.
No, market UTL 931-10-8.
8 firm 441 10-8.
Oh my god. Oh fuck. Holy shit. Squidward, thank you for the prime for 2 months. I appreciate it. What's going on? How are ya? Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Welcome back. I hope you're doing amazing today. Thank you.
931-76, latest 31 Alpha.
What the fuck? What the fuck, Barbara?
441 same traffic.
How does Flop respond to that? How does Flop respond to that? I think no response is the best response.
There's a blue color vehicle in the parking lot.
What?
See no other vehicle.
Luna approached Gangster Bear, her bright
God
blue
damn
eyes
it.
filled with empathy. Oh dear Gangster Bear, it's not that nobody is reliable. Sometimes life gets in the way, and things don't turn out as planned. Flop may have forgotten, but that doesn't mean Sock doesn't want to see you. Gangster Bear listened attentively to Luna's words, feeling a glimmer of understanding and hope returning to his heart. He realized that Flop's forgetfulness was not a reflection of Sock's feelings toward him. With a newfound sense of determination, Gangster Bear decided to take matters into his own paws. He would find a way to meet Sock, even if it meant going to Sock's house himself.
Oh my god. What the? Holy shit. 10-9?
Who's the ranger on scene at Ooh Cafe?
220, what's up?
Need you to help me secure the front. I'm looking for a suspect right now, okay?
Copy that. Do we have a clothing description?
Pink long sleeve. Ooh Cafe working outfit, dark pants, brown hair, and like a mullet sort.
What's going on?
Hello.
How we doing?
Good, good.
Is that Flop?
Yeah, what's going on? Good to see you guys.
223. Go check inside. I want to hold our Ooh Cafe flip side down. He works there. Let's go.
Hey, firm.
Debt cords.
Bring debt cords and then bring them the rhino too as well. Thank you.
To clarify, what do you want me doing inside? You want me to just ID people?
Yeah, affirm if you can.
931, do you
Bob, is
guys
that you?
need additional?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah,
Hello.
bring some
What
debt
up?
cords down to Ooh Cafe, please.
Thank you.
Hope you're doing well. Hello. Good to see ya.
Actually, just the rhino, because I think we got debt cords in the back,
I seriously
right?
doubt you remember
We do.
me,
I'll be
but
back. We'll get it.
You're one of my favorite cops.
Oh, well, I mean, that's good.
Yeah, we were down in the interrogation room, and I helped you with
Tessa. You want me to?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I don't want to be.
Well, awesome. Well, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. I hope you've been well.
Yeah.
Is there something going on in Maldives?
Bear with me for just a minute. There's something going on radio.
Yeah, I don't quite know
Nobody
what's
should
going
come
on
inside.
out there.
Ooh, it's
Yeah.
shut down to find a suspect right inside right now. We're looking for a suspect.
Copy.
An active crime.
I think there's a back door to that place. Just be careful.
There is. Back door is going to be just to the standby, the western side.
Hey, Berm.
I'm going to actually hold the rooftop. I don't know if anyone's on the roof.
Yeah, go for it. I don't believe he exited the back. We could have missed him, but it's gonna be an individual. Kind of looks like, sort of resembles Fenson a little bit with like long hair. He's got no shoes on.
Hey, firm.
One of the ladies is claiming that.
Is claiming what? What's the RS? It's not really up to us to ask that. We're literally just following orders.
And I put it in the back door of Ulu.
242. There's nothing inside. It's gonna be code 4. We can let everybody back inside.
I got their manager coming down right now, Bass. We can talk to her.
Bob looking good in his detective vest.
Do you still need additional Dawu, or do you want to go 10-8?
Yeah, I still want the Rhino down here actually. If we can.
A firm ETA, 8 seconds.
A firm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm a little confused because I was just told to help out with Uwu, but you know. I don't know, dog.
You have to park it there, Ripley. It's code 4. You can park on the other side right now.
10-9, Bass.
It's gonna be code 4 inside, so you can just park in the parking lot or drive it back to Trophy. Thank you.
A firm.
Copy. I thought you went 10-8.
That motorcycle's trying to get involved right now. We have 195.
Copy that. Was he interfering, or is that your suspect you were looking for?
He was. Oh, sorry there, Tessa. Yeah, that individual did attempt to assist this individual get up.
Hey, firm, you got a guy on a bike, looks like an Akuma or Double T on radio right now, wrapping around the parking lot. Coming right back.
He's on radio too.
Yeah,
so
firm.
Get that guy off the bike.
I'm gonna be on the roof. Do I have a unit down there that can try and get this guy detained? Still on radio. Got 2 other individuals walking up to the front door now. This guy hiding in the...
Bike's coming through from the back entrance right now. Stopped at the back entrance of Ulu. He's still in the parking lot in the back.
Yeah, he's in the back right now.
I got photos of him on radio. He's still on radio. I need a unit that's down there to please try and get this guy detained.
Which one?
He's gonna be on the western side of Uwu Cafe. He's in the parking lot next to the yoga mats.
He was trying to give him a bike getaway.
Got it. He's gonna be on radio still. He's gonna be going northbound to the back side of the Uwu Cafe out by Palomino. Not going northbound Palomino, wrapping around Lindsay Circus East. He'll most likely be coming back down Calais. Hey, firm. I guess this was a fleeing felon or hot pursuit, I think, Deb. He's back in the parking lot. He's going to be in front, southern side, over by my shop. In front of the arcade. Guy on the bike is still gonna be in front of my shop and the arcade. Still wrapping around.
I'm watching him. I need more units to try and apprehend, but he's on his bike and he's...
How much time do we have? Because I can go transition a motor real quick.
He just took off down Calais, northbound.
Send it. EDMS at Ubu Cafe for one suspect. He's a punk.
Be advised, this guy's gonna be parked on the western side. He's trying to hide right now. If he tries to climb this ladder, I'm gonna get him in cuffs.
I'm a 27652 request.
And I'm watching him on the western side of the building. Are you able to get motor swap? Because I don't think we've got anyone that can pursue him.
Bass, how much time do you think we have? Do you think I got time to grab motor?
Yeah, we're waiting for medical before we can get out of here.
Copy.
He's coming in the front again. He's on Calais Avenue. He's just still driving southbound. Disregard is pulling back in.
Keep visual of that guy.
Okay.
I'm grabbing my car. I'm grabbing motor, and I'll be back.
Copy. So he's now back Calais Ave.
Hi, Ava. How are you?
All right.
Now U-turning. We heading back in the back properly. Trying to get on lost visual.
Pretty much, Deb, TLDR. If you're a felon and you're fleeing from police, and police watch you run into a building.
Suspect involved to the north. I see him right now. We need a motor unit. Ripley, go grab motor.
I'm grabbing motor right now. I'm en route. If they have visual of this guy like running inside.
On radio. He's getting up to New Centers. Now back on Calais Ave. He's on a phone now.
They don't need like a warrant to enter the property. If someone's hiding in the back of Ooh Cafe, they can breach that shit and kick the door down.
A parking lot pulling up front.
It's not a raid. They're not raiding Ooh Cafe. They are searching for the suspect. Howdy.
Is he on the west or east side?
He's on the east side right now. He's driving back on Calais Avenue.
Okay.
Back of Ooh again.
Keep visual. I'll be there in a sec.
Hey, for him, he's in the back of Ooh right now.
Once he's treated, we'll be transformed to Michelle Pity.
Hey, buddy. I'm grabbing a livery and I'm getting out of here. I gotta go chase a suspect.
Yeah, I don't have the
individual is
tools
now
to do
parked in the back
that.
of Ooh. He's on radio.
Painter. Okay.
Now looking
We
at
have
his
no
phone.
legal reason to have to, though. All right, I'm en route, motor. Transitioned. Be there in like 20 seconds.
I'll be right back with motor as well.
Ripley, do you want me to stick on this guy? Or you want me to wait for you and then we can try and double up on him?
Oh, no, yeah, I'm stick with him. I'll catch up.
Okay, firm.
He's pulling out.
What direction?
Continue now eastbound. So
Hello, sir. You've been asked multiple times to get off your bike. All right, I'm in an active 80 southbound Calais Ave. Bike is gonna be, I believe, S+. Transitioning southbound Dutch London, left, South Arsenal. Gonna be flag 99, comes back to Akoa Davis, flag 1060. Transitioning eastbound Davis, left, stand by, southbound Autopia, staying right at the fork toward Dutch London. Left, eastbound Dutch London. I crashed out a little bit. We're still eastbound Autopia 22 at Dutch London. Passing the barrio now.
31 secondary. Wheel left, northbound, Central London Street.
4-2, reference what Brian said. He's on the radio right now. They might ambush you all into an alley. Get ready for it.
Copy that.
Copy.
He is still on radio. I got my lethal out. Westbound Carson.
Radio. Listen to flop. Continue.
I got this continuing westbound Davis Ave. Carson Ave. Individual is passing on the bike. To be right. Eastbound left behind the Old Benny's.
He's gonna wrap around to Alta BCB.
Visual.
We VCB'd in the alleyway by the old Benny's. He might cross to Lower La Puerta back to the original scene. I would collapse down to Uwu.
The 95 is the MRPD now.
A firm.
10-9 the vehicle description.
I believe it was a black and color Akuma or double T coming back to Akoa Davis, flag 1060. Last three of the plate is going to be 2, I believe I-5.
Visual's like in a pink and white shirt.
I have photos of the suspect. I'll go and get them in the report as soon as we have a report up. Striped shirt, I believe had a black and color afro with round black and color sunglasses on a black and color.
Back here, behind Uwu Cafe.
Copy that.
Do you want me to, what are we trying to do here? Baton this guy or what?
Yeah, we believe this guy's involved. He's been asked to leave multiple times and is still circling the area.
Northbound, Palomino. Left, westbound, Vespucci, VCB.
Still continuing westbound Vespucci Boulevard. Left, southbound Decker Street. Ticket.
I'm northbound passing the Little Soul gas station. Eastbound rather, Lindsay Circus. Left northbound. Oh! Just hit, basic, let's go do Lake Garage.
A firm.
VCB.
Did not come west. Might have crossed over to Del Perro. I'm gonna go lower to Integrity.
I don't know, I'm all of a sudden seeing weird stuff.
It's all good. Integrity tunnel's clear, no visual. I'm gonna reflag that bike. It's gonna come back to Akoa Davis. Just to confirm, our primary suspect is secured at MRPD, correct?
Confirm.
All right, we'll go and call this UTL then. There's no reason to try and chase this guy endlessly. We've got our main suspect.
Hey, firm.
Thanks for the backup. Thank you for the help. Okay, sorry. Well, damn. Turtle Butterfly, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate you. What's going on? Okay. This is an old song. I dispatched 220. I'm going to transition off of motor back into my Taurus. I'm gonna be 10-7 for about 2 mics for evidence processing. Oh, whoa. It's east side. Ah, Vagos. All right. Okay. Thank you, Ripley, for the help. I appreciate it.
Yep, no problem.
I see you. Oi. How you doing?
You're on the other. Oh, there you are.
Oh, hello.
Are you gonna yell at me too?
About what? Oh, the spike thing?
About SOPs?
Listen, SOPs always change. I don't see a problem with it. I do agree that I think under like if we have like a fleeing felon who shot multiple like police, I do think that there should be some kind of something, but I don't know what that line would be. I think just clean slating it, I think is fair.
You know, somebody.
Also, trying to spike a bike is fucking impossible, and I think people don't realize that.
I've never spiked a bike, but also I've never tried to spike a bike. Because
Excuse me.
Alpha.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought it was in our SOPs that we could not spike bikes.
I don't remember, honestly. And to be honest, when you put out the announcement, I was like, okay, because I just figured kind of sort of the same regard. I was like, okay, whatever, right? I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Ow.
Like, I'd always thought like we weren't supposed to spike bikes because it's just like it's dangerous, you know?
Yeah.
And there was a pursuit last night where there was somebody like they spiked a bike. Like I've heard people call out on pursuits before, try to spike this, spike whatever. But I like looked into it a little bit.
There's so much opportunity with keeping hits with a baton at 50 miles an hour as being such an effective way to take care of a suspect. That's like my 2 cents. I think that the fact that we can baton people off the bikes at 50 miles an hour is a completely fair avenue we can go down. I don't think we need to resort to spikes all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I looked into it a little bit and we realized that Chris looked into it and we realized that like it wasn't actually written anywhere in the SOPs. So we checked with Bass and like what he thought about it. He was like, yeah, you don't spike bikes. And we were like, so less, and then as far as like the baton and kicking thing goes, I think it still kind of warrants like a bigger discussion about like levels of force or use of force, and like how we respond when somebody is kicking us. Like how do we respond to that? Is it that we up our use of force and shoot them? Because it can be considered, I think, lethal force at that point. So that's a conversation, I think, that like we need to continue to have.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes it's easier to kind of lock and key an entire thing and then open certain smaller doors with it. I think for now, I think you did the right thing, and people are going to be upset because it's motor and motors used to being upset with restrictions, but I've never tried spiking a bike. So I understand people are bringing up the what ifs. Realistically, if there is enough of a reason to spike a bike and someone in command approves it, so fucking be it.
If
it falls back not on that person, that would fall back on the commanding officer.
Look, they're SOPs are SOPs. Like they're not fucking laws.
Yeah.
If a command member authorizes spikes on a pursuit, oops. I'm not going.
Why is this in
I'm not going to be fussy about it.
Copy pasta.
But I do think that the standard practice should be that we don't spike a bike there will always be situations, and there will always be like specifics where things need to be adjusted, and adjustments happen. It's not a big deal.
Started Dragon.
100% agree. I don't think you did anything wrong. You're all good. I wouldn't stress it too much, Rose. I'm gonna be honest with you. You didn't do anything wrong. People need to realize that SOPs are SOPs, but we are allowed to work with our SOPs.
I just don't want people to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Demoralized by like a demoralized by a SOP change, you know. I don't want people to get down about it or be like, I don't want to ride motor anymore because you changed the SOPs.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say something that is completely blunt and honest, and it's a quote that to bear in mind.
Hey,
the loudest person in the...
Oh, yes.
He's processing.
Fast. I'm gonna
The loudest person in the room is always going to be looked at as the bad guy. Not all the time, but most of the time, because the loudest voice in the room.
He's an idiot.
Oh, I'd love to disregard Dundee.
That's like I say towards you.
God
That was
damn
meant to be towards Dundee.
Sorry.
My bad.
Fucking Dundee. Loudest person in the room will almost always be looked at as the bad guy. So someone needs to be the final say. I don't agree with all of our SOPs. And I guarantee you almost everyone doesn't agree with every SOP we have, right? But that does not change the fact that we follow them, right? Let's be realistic for a minute. What does restricting spikes do for motor? How often do we actually get an opportunity to spike a bike?
Yeah. I mean, it's once a year.
I'm telling you, people need to get their heads out of their asses respectfully, because I love motor. I love this. But there's not a chance, not a fucking chance, that we're actually going to sit here and say that we actually get the opportunity to spike bikes. Most of the time, how do we get people to get off their bike?
By the way, did you did you see the conversation that happened after I posted the
No, actually I didn't. Hold on.
I wish I had some popcorn for that.
I'm gonna lose it.
I'll talk to him, but there's no promises, all right?
Hi.
Dispatch 451-1038, white and colored Toyota truck eastbound Vespucci, occupied 2 times.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then I
What high school locker room bullshit am I reading right now?
And then I got out of bed and came on duty after I read that.
1-2-10-8.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, there's gonna be opportunities. Under
23,
what's the word? I always read it. Something circumstances.
Exigent
Circumstances. Changes can be made. And I think people need to be reminded that in typical practice, not everyone in general motor patrol should have the authorization. I'm gonna turn off radio. The authorization to actually follow fucking through with spiking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned, this is perfectly okay. And who knows? There could be maybe supervisor approval or high command approval or some kind of upper hand approval to open that door, sort of like PBS. But we don't ever assign PBS to a bike. It's always approval for baton. Yes, keep it under 50 miles an hour. Yes. Okay, this chase has been going on for a while. They shot police. Let's raise that to 75. If they go below 75, you can hit them off the butt. Stuff like that, we have control over, right? We don't have control over spikes, unfortunately. The only control we have is the time it takes to actually get spikes down. So as far as I'm concerned,
And like, let's be honest, how quickly a bike can accelerate, even if they are to stop and you lay down spikes,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
they could already be going quite fast by the time they run over those spikes.
spikes do 0 to 100 in like 2 seconds. So it's like,
Yeah, they're really fast.
Yes, I think that there's circumstances we could be spiking. Do I think we need to do that in general? Just
like last
practice?
night,
No.
I guess it was on a dirt road and they were going like 40 miles an hour,
Are they out there right now?
and like it was about the safest spike
out there
that
right
you
now?
can do, and that's fantastic, fabulous. Like I'm, laying in a good spike is amazing, right? But just that is so rare that like all the stars align like that, and you can actually get a safe spike on a motorcycle.
Here, let's step over here real quick. Just away from the talking. This is the reality is, yes, you're 100% right. I think in general practice with motor, the utilization of spikes is so minimal that we should not make it standard practice to set up for spikes on bikes. With that said, I still think that there are, like said before, there are some circumstances where we could. I think in general motor practice, we should not make that our standard. I think that would not be a good thing, and I think would be an unsafe thing. Like said, guys shooting 3 cops, fleeing on a bike. Yeah, part of me would hope that we open up that door a little bit to maybe a bigger discussion, right? But that I don't think should come from the probationary motor guy. I think that should come from someone who has some kind of authority within the PD, or at least within motor, right? And even then, realistically, just like when we ask for approval on PBS, I think that should come from a higher up, regardless, on a call like that, right? I think we can both agree with that maybe a little bit. I just don't think that we should make this like a standard practice, right?
Say it again.
What's that?
Say it again.
Oh, sorry. I'm kind of drawing out my words. I think in typical motor practice, most people do not need to be the ones to authorize spikes on a bike. We are able to do our job and fulfill our job pretty much no questions asked. And I think that the people that should have the authority to make the call should still be allowed to make the call, but should come from high command or from someone who is highest commanding on scene. If you flee from a bank and the chase is going on 20 minutes, okay. So let's say the chase is going on. Let's go ahead and maybe raise the speed 10 miles an hour to hit them off the baton, right? Maybe that's something we could do. If you shoot 3 cops and you flee for 30 minutes, yeah, I wouldn't see a problem with someone, a commanding member saying, hey, let's go for spikes on the bike, but please keep it under this speed. It may happen. The issue is that it may not. But regardless, I don't think we should make it standard practice to spike bikes. It never was the case. It never should have been the case if it was. And if anything, this is just more of a re-up to say, hey, this wasn't standard practice before. Let's not make it standard practice now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe the only thing I would maybe alter, or I don't want to say alter because I'm not the final say here. The only other discussion I would want to have is, should we allow a commanding officer to make that approval? Sort of like a class 2 request.
I think that honestly, that would be Bass's call. I'll ask him, but I think that command kind of always operates with the mindset of they can make that call. Like everything is sort of, SOPs, or if command tells you, right? So if command makes that call, It's fine. Like, I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to question it, But I think just if we have this general, you know, like you said, that's our operating procedures. Don't spike a bike, and then if command is like, "Yo, let's try to spike them," well, that's on command. You know, that's command, and that's it.
Oh yeah,
that's fine.
I'm gonna tell you how I typically proceed whenever someone tries to make the call about batoning. I'll tell people my starting speed is 50 miles an hour. Getting up to 50 miles an hour on a bike takes literally the blink of an eye. So 50 miles an hour, I don't think is that extreme. I've never once in any of my calls on doing batons on a bike ever had to go above 50 miles an hour. Though if circumstances were aligned and we have someone who has careless disregard of an officer's life, yeah, maybe my starting speed, or maybe I would raise my speed from 50 to 60, 60 to 70, depending on how long this goes on for or how extreme the case is.
Do you think that the fact that you cannot kick hinders your ability to do your job and your safety?
No, hell no. Listen, I think that we have batons for a reason. We have tools that help us extend our use on a bike. Batons have a further reach than my foot. And as far as I'm concerned, if we have tools at our disposal that help give us the quote unquote upper hand, I think we put more officers on motor at risk to kick people off their bike. Right? We have batons, we should be using them. I don't think that our foot should be the last call there. I do think that a foot could be useful in a pinch, right? If it happens, it happens. I mean, I've accidentally kicked people. Thought I had a baton in my hand and I didn't.
Yeah, and I'm not going to fault anybody if they accidentally do it. It's fine. Accidents happen, you know.
Sure.
I don't want people to think that if they accidentally kick somebody, they're going to be in trouble, because like we all make mistakes. We all have accidents. You know, no big deal. But now if it's like a repeat thing where somebody's constantly kicking somebody,
Yeah,
and like, oopsie, that maybe you know, I'd tell them to maybe you should probably sort yourself out.
Sure.
But
I would personally.
So Dan argued that within our force matrix, kicking is actually level 3, baton is level 4. And so he argues that should we use the lower level of aggression, even though kicks tend to hurt more than hitting with a baton on a bike.
Okay, so let's break this down, because respectfully, I see where Dan's coming from, and the good thing with Dan is that he's always he's open, he's honest, right? This is an interesting one, because on paper he's right. Right, on paper, yeah, level 3 and level 4. But from an officer standpoint, and from how we actually operate, we know that the baton, from experience at least, I'm trying to think how to say this without it sounding weird, but there's really no other way to say it. The hit in the back from a baton is a safer alternative than the use of your foot.
Yeah.
From my experience.
From mine too.
So, and it's such a weird thing to say, because you would think it'd be the other way around. But the question is, on paper, do we follow what's on paper, or do we follow with what in practice was more useful? Personally, I think experience will always, mean more than quote unquote the college degree, if that makes sense. Instead of what was on paper, I think that in what in practice has worked for us is what we should be utilizing.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. I understand where Dan is coming from. You know, he's sort of concerned about, like, it's this idea, right? Like, these criminals, they they're gonna pistol whip us. They're gonna kick us off our bikes. Not that Dan is asking to pistol whip people. That'd be really funny though if he did. But you know, he's kind of like, why why do we only have to go with the baton when we know that they will use whatever force they want, and they won't follow, you know, quote like SOPs? And I'm like, because they're criminals and we're cops, you know, and we have to be held to a higher standard, ethically, and you know, it is our job to be held to a higher standard.
Do you want my 2 cents on it?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you exactly how I operate. If somebody kicks another officer, like at a scene, comes by, does a quick kick, and I see the kick, I'm going to get aggressive with the baton. If you pistol whip or have anything in your hand as you come by and you happen to miss the first time, I'll warn you. You try that again, I'm going to shoot you. If you have something in your hand, you try and hit me, I'm putting a bullet in your head.
And that is what I tried to explain to Dan, that, you know, I think that this is good because in a way it kind of warrants like a continued discussion in which, like, you know, our levels of force from motor. And you know, if people want to complain about like kicking versus batons, we'll use batons. But if they come back and they do something stupid, don't be surprised, Pikachu, when you get shot.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Motor's always been a little bit of a hard spot because the utilization for motor. Here's the issue: is motor is such a we're very fortunate in this department to be able to have the ability to go to most calls. Right? We still have restrictions as to what we can go to, but we have the benefit to go to most calls. Now, with that said, since we have that freedom, we need to be careful with how much freedom we're given, because motor is a very powerful tool. And anyone that's been in the PD for any length of time knows the utilization of motor is a very powerful tool that the PD has. And the issue that we had before is that motor was becoming too frequent, and it eventually became restricted, right? The issue is that we need to, with the, you know, the cheesy line, with great power comes great responsibility. We have to be responsible with what we have and utilize it in a way that, in the confinements of how our SOPs are written, we are not giving too much leeway to motor. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the downside and the capsize to all of motor is if we have everything full doors wide open, we're going to be back in a recession where motor is going to be restricted to just bike calls and no one's going to want to ride motor. And I really think that having these restrictions, while they may seem confusing or unfair,
and it's I'm going to be honest, using a baton over a kick, it's such a small restriction.
It's really not that big of a deal.
It's very small.
It's so small. I really don't, the kicking thing, listen, the spike thing I think could use a further discussion, because I'd love to hear other varying points of views. I'd love to hear what Bass has to say about it. But the fucking baton, get over it. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and I mean, I do want you to know that this was not something that like Chris and I just decided. We spoke to Bass about it, and Bass was the one that, you know, agreed to it. It came from the top, the spiking thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Would Bass be interested in?
I mean, Bass is here. We could go talk to him.
Would you want to? I would be. I would be okay with that.
I don't care. I love bugging Bass.
Oh, good.
Poor guy, he has to like listen to me like constantly, like, Bass, can I talk to you?
It's all good. Hey, listen, if possible, I'd love to, you know, hear his thought process and just, you know, kind of hear where he wants to come from.
Where is he?
He's right outside the PD right now. He's in front of the door with Brian. You want to just go bug him, or do you want to call him?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So this is part of, I guess, supervisor stuff is, Rose wants Flop's input on things, and this is good. This is really good. It might seem like a
Spicy though.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Spicy motor drama.
Any changes? I gotta slow my speed. Hold on, it's driving me insane. Okay. Any changes? No one likes change. That's the reality. Every time there's ever gonna be a change to motor, just expect someone to not agree with something. It's gonna happen. Not a big deal. But I don't think it's as extensive as it might come off to be.
What's going on over here?
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. He's talking to Nick.
I got you. More developed chin line and all that.
Hey, Flop.
Yeah, what's up?
All right. Look at Wayne. See Wayne? He's the one with like the blood under his eyes.
I think so.
I think I'm probably just gonna
Wayne?
have to spit on them again like
I think his name is Wayne.
Hello.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Wayne.
Hello. How are you today?
All right. So you know those like little white dogs, like, and they have like the eye crusties and their furs all dyed under their eyes.
Oh yeah.
See that?
I can see it a little bit.
I've heard that comparison before. Yeah, I've heard that.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I like it.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh hey.
They almost would actually.
Hey,
so it's
Michael
not-
Simone from Wish. Your brother's over there.
Oh, shut the hell up. I'm not fucking, please. It's just hair. It's hair.
Oh, wait, you have
Riles,
no place to talk, all right? You look like a dented wiffle ball.
What? That doesn't even make sense.
Nice, got his ass.
Yeah, what is that?
What do you mean?
Wiffle ball.
A wiffle ball?
A dented wiffle ball. What does that mean?
Did your dad not play?
Oh.
Ooh, my bad.
What?
Never mind.
Nothing. Nothing.
Lucian.
What? No, what is it?
Lucian, say sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We got beef, okay? He beat me in a 10K quiz off, and they asked about Family Guy.
Oh, you're that guy?
Yeah, I'm that guy.
He's
Sorry, I
that
forgot to
Family
give you
Guy.
this earlier before I left.
Ooh.
You what?
And now I'm gonna make my lead before I get roasted. See you coppers around.
See you later.
Hi, dented wiffle ball.
Oh man.
It's like that no dad joke.
What's up?
All right. You ain't. Hope you get detective.
I did, yeah.
Congratulations, man.
I just got it today, actually. I'm waiting for Brian to shoot over, I guess, SOP stuff so I can kind of clarify. But yeah, I am.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it. We're gonna help out. Shift 3 could use the help a little bit. So.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go help Tips.
Yeah, of course, go for it, brother.
Everything good?
What's up? Yeah. We're waiting to speak to Bass.
Oh.
Yeah. How you doing, Pond?
Doing okay. I'm chilling.
Got you. Just kind of waiting for Bass. Talking motor stuff. Trying to figure out some stuff. Oh yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. Good to see ya.
Hey, see you out there.
See you out there. Yeah. What's up?
Right there.
Close
Hey,
enough.
Bass.
Hey, Rose. Hey, Flop.
Howdy.
Hey, Bass. I got a question for you.
Yeah, we're not corrupt. Wait, hold on. Rose wants to talk to.
Sorry, Rose.
Flop. Well, Flop has a question for you. I was telling, people about the new SOPs, about not spiking motorcycles. Got a lot of mixed reactions from them. But
as expected, most people just don't like changes to motor, and I think every change. What the fuck was that? Holy shit! Most people, I think, who have been in motor understand the changes, and I fully understand the changes. I think a lot of people don't like the idea of like something being completely gated off and closed off, like spikes. But didn't we always have the utilization to say that like spikes were kind of like a no in general?
What, a motor?
Yeah.
Miss, can we help you?
Is this Barbara?
Flop, I know where the fuck you work.
Oh,
Barbara.
Ma'am, you can't park
wait,
here.
what the fuck?
Barbara.
You can't park here.
I can't park here. This is the. What are you talking about?
Barbara?
You can't park here.
Barbara, we're having
living in
a
an
serious
RV?
conversation right now.
I in an
Ma'am,
RV. What serious conversation are you have to ignore me
Ma'am,
for?
I need you to get back inside your vehicle. You can't
Who
park
the
here.
fuck
can't,
are you?
You can't park here, Barbara.
Okay, what
Why does
the
this man
hell
look
is happening?
slightly better than you?
What?
Is this your
Ma'am.
boss?
Hey, what the fuck?
Yes,
I'm
this is
Sam
my
Bass.
boss.
Nice to meet you.
Crazy.
You
Okay.
his boss?
Oh yeah, you're the crazy guy, right?
No, I'm the
Miss,
one trying to
I'm
make
asking you
sure
nicely
you're
if you
off.
park the
Always
car
like a
legally.
man in charge.
You're looking at the guy that runs the whole thing. Barbara, listen, you don't want to put you don't want to pick this
the
fight,
whole
okay?
thing?
You just this
All
is
right, can
No,
you get
what
back
is
in
the
your
whole
trailer
thing, please?
and park the car legally? Thank you before you impound it.
Ma'am, you're causing a riot.
Who is
Yeah,
riding?
that's right. Let's move the
Wait,
vehicle,
who-
ma'am.
wait, who is
Illegal
driving?
parking,
All right,
rioting,
all right.
disturbing the
I
peace.
tried. I really, Barbara, I really tried.
No, listen.
Ma'am, do you have any
listen.
illegal? Ma'am, you're being
I'll
detained
park
right now.
it, I'll park. There's no parking. Where do you want me to put it?
A VIP
Um,
parking.
somewhere that's not illegal.
Well, I mean, how is it?
You can
Barbara,
park
you
it.
got 5 seconds. You got 5 seconds.
Right.
Thank you. Was that so hard?
Well, I mean, it can. Okay, I'll park.
What? She is the biggest homewrecker that has ever tried to sleep with me.
What?
She pushed me out of a
It's-
plane one time.
Yeah, that adds up.
Let's have this SOP conversation away from civilians. Come this way.
Okay.
Sorry, miss. We'll be back with you.
She's been trying to contact me for the last like 2 hours. She's got I don't know.
So you were saying that there was a mixed reaction from the motor unit regarding no spiking.
People don't like the idea of no spikes whatsoever. And I had said, and the only thing I had brought up.
But
Yeah,
sorry,
what's up?
Flop, before you proceed,
Yeah, go
can I ask the reason why they gave?
I
What
don't
was
think
your
anybody
feedback?
really gave a reason. I think people
So
were
they're not
just,
giving good feedback.
Well,
The only
so
feedback.
I think what Flop was trying to say is that it's a, I had a talk with Barrick about this, and I think
What is
motor
Dundee
units in
doing, by the way?
general, just Dundee things. I think motor units in general get very nervous whenever there's any changes to the SOPs. Understandably, the SOPs were changed once before, and
It's for the. We're not trying to kill people. We're police officers, right? Unless if they're shooting us, or if they're committing violent crimes, we're gonna shoot them off the bike. We don't need to spike them. So the reason why we don't spike a motorcycle is because they're not the same vehicle. They can't really stop, right? And you're more vulnerable to being. What the? Hello? What the fuck is?
Hey!
What the hell are you doing over here, Dundee? Get the fuck out of here!
Get the fuck out of the PD! Stop trespassing! Jesus Christ!
Thank you, guys. Thanks. Can't trust them Australians.
but-
Jesus.
12
Tell me
hours
about
a
it.
day of Eugene Zuckerberg, and it just kind of like
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
it's like a test, you know?
the reason behind it is because we're not trying to kill people, one trying to spike them, right? The whole,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Like, so I would prefer if you just knock them off the bike at low speeds and try to spike them.
100%. And what I was saying, literally what I told Rose, because I do feel like the feedback from people, I understand where people are coming from, but the feedback is more just you're restricting us from doing something, and it's not like it's not.
And, okay, I'm not
Well,
talking
you know
not
what?
talking about you. I'm not talking about Flop, but I'm saying
thing is that so motor has a few
Let
small
me talk.
restrictions to make sure that we are operating safely, not just for ourselves but for others, and then we still get to do essentially whatever we want and respond to whatever calls we want. Tough luck. You can't have it all.
yeah. Wouldn't you prefer to baton somebody at low speeds and try to spike them? Wouldn't it be more effective for y'all?
It
I
would
don't
be way
understand.
more effective. Plus, honestly, we have control. This is the big thing that I was saying to Rose too, is that with spikes, if you blink, a bike's doing 0 to 100, right? If you can baton somebody, you have to pace them, so you know how fast you're going. It is safer to utilize it that way. Plus, if circumstances were to rise where, let's say, they shot 3 cops, or they were involved in something, right? We would be able to shoot them. Or, let's say we couldn't shoot them, We can we still have control over raising the speed depending on the severity of the circumstance, whereas spikes are they're kind of a crapshoot with motor.
There's too many variables, I think, with spikes. Like, yeah, like, you know, maybe every so often you get that perfect spike where all the stars align, where it is actually safe. You know, like last night they said they were on a dirt road. It was like under 40 miles an hour. That's fantastic. Like,
So knock them off the bike. Why spike them?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just too many variables with spiking. And like, imagine you spike somebody on a corner and they just go flying straight into a wall. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the most important thing is people need to understand that we're not, whenever we attempt to try to pit and spike somebody or box them against the wall, we're trying to use means that are very tactical in order to immobilize them or stop them in a track so we can arrest them, right? Because car chases and motorcycle chases are probably the most dangerous thing we do often, besides traffic stops.
You know,
absolutely.
One change that Chris and I also implemented is no more kicking on bike to use your baton.
Yep.
And I think that continues what you just said, Bass, that, you know, we're looking to apprehend, we're looking to arrest, we're not looking to injure somebody and incapacitate them.
Right. Unless, like I said, if you authorize your kick or baton somebody at low speeds, at that point, it seems like they've escalated and the chase has been going for so long that it needs to stop. So I don't see an issue with it. Like I said, as long as maybe it's below 40, 50 miles an hour, you get close to them, either aim for the bike or you aim for them and try to slow them down and then try to apprehend them afterwards, right? There has to be a way to stop them that does not involve using the EMP gun anymore. It does not involve using Air 1 every single time, right? It's just, there has to be some sort of middle ground that makes a lot of sense and doesn't become an extreme every single time.
I also mentioned to Rose too, because I'm in agreement, and I think that most people that have any time in the PD know the power of motor. And the reality is this, is that motor is such a powerful tool that we have in the PD. The issue that happened before with motor when it was, you know, respectfully pretty much slammed down for a little bit there, was that there was so much responsibility with motor that it became more of an issue to have it on the road than not. And where we have motor now is that I think these restrictions need to be in place so that motor is still utilized in a way that makes sense with how our SOPs follow. And I just don't think people understand that the restriction of spikes is not that big of a fucking deal, but people seem to feel otherwise. And I couldn't tell you the last time I spiked a bike because I don't think I've ever even tried to spike a bike because the time and place didn't make sense.
Here's my... Hey, likewise, my man. Here's my rebuttal to the whole thing, right? If they're not okay with it, I need some sort of compromise or some sort of a solution to the problem. If they're gonna say I don't like it and end a period right there, that's not enough for me. I'm gonna proceed forward.
Sure.
I need something more than hey, I don't like it and here's why, and here's how we could do it better. If you're not gonna come prepared, try to give me feedback, then how are we gonna get things better?
I agree with that. The only thing that I had. Oh, go ahead.
No, go on.
The only thing I had mentioned was, would there be circumstances where you would feel a commanding officer would authorize spikes? Not that it would actually.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, absolutely. I'm not gonna. It's not a hard no. But like I said, we break SOPs all the time. With me, maybe making a call sometimes in high command or command or right. So
yeah,
SOPs are guidelines. They can be broken depending on the circumstances that they're needed.
And that's
and
what
if command
we
wants to make that call, you know, for spikes on a motorcycle, it's fine with me. It's command, you know. I don't have a problem with that.
Then,
but I
then in
think in our
parentheses, make it to where command plus approval requires it to activate it, for example.
Okay.
I think that would be the best compromise. I think the way that it came across maybe for people is no spikes whatsoever, and people didn't like that. But the response from everybody was more of an outburst, and it wasn't a discussion. It was just banter. But I actually agree with both SOP changes. I don't think we should be kicking.
But
well, go ahead.
Right. For banter to come off banter, we have to be on the same page because at times it comes off like an insult, right?
So the reason why I didn't put in parentheses with command approval is because I kind of didn't want it to then resort to every chase. Oh, can I get a command member to approve spikes? It's more like, command should know that they can approve this, and if they think that it's appropriate, then they
Then
should
you pull-
authorize it.
Then we can talk to command as a whole and let them know what's going on, and I can, you or I can pass on the message, let them know that hey, in special circumstances where it's appropriate, you can make that call. But if it's a bad call, then you got to answer to high command as far as